Fantastic view in Barcelona. Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists is a 3.2. She has 3 of those. That's her biggest tariff.
Judges' scores are on the board.
Reasonably successful.
Representing Finland, we perform a
Better than her
407C.
opening dive. That's 67.20. Up in the 7s. Going to be a big learning curve for Gabriela Garcia, the 15-year-old. Competing as a FINA diver here because of the suspension to Mexico. Plenty of attack. Mexican divers do like to stack their program with big dives, plenty of ambition.
The scores are on the board.
Totally successfully delivered.
Diver 3, the United States of America, will perform a 207C.
Now in the 6.5s for 60-80. Murphy, as she's known, Bromberg from Ohio. Diving at the University of Texas, Longhorn Aquatics. Still only 20 years of age.
Judges' scores are on the board.
Somersaults on a rather heavy entry there.
Diver number 4, representing Japan, we perform a 305B.
51.15. To raise the game quite a bit from that. Minami Itahashi of Japan got off to a very good start. 16-year-old. 72 points. Now she's got a reverse 2.5 somersault. Can she keep up that standard? Have a good long think about it there on the platform. Perched 10 metres above the water. Into the pike, trying to get it as tight as possible.
The judges' scores are on the board.
Diver number 5, representing Australia,
63
will perform a
points,
6243D.
Strong opening dive from Melissa Wu from Australia. Let's go up into an arm stand position for the back double somersault, 1.5 twist. Make sure she's got the hold. She's had a World Cup bronze when diving individually, also a Commonwealth silver. So she has had success away from partnerships. 67.20, she jogs for cover out the rain. It's down on her previous dive. Georgia Ward got a solid start. This is down to a 2.8, this reverse 2.5 Somerset. So I said somersault. She's not from Somerset, she's from London. Nice clean entry. Needs to get as high execution marks as possible to tot up a decent score. Should have managed it with that. Very nice rip into the water.
Diver 7 from Germany will perform a 6243D.
Judges have liked that, so she's got 67.20. Still getting laid down by her coach. Maria Kershaw down in 9th place, up into an arm stand, back 2 somersaults, 1.5 twists to follow. big a push-off as possible once you've established the control in that arm stand position. Big test of the arms to try and push up before the legs start to go over there.
Diver number 8, representing Canada, will perform a 207C.
A decent entry position, hopefully. 67.20 for the German girl. Celine Fillon. 3.3 for this back 3.5 somersault. Needs to get her scores moving. And in 10th place. Sounding entry there. 6 World Championships, 2 Olympic Games.
Number 9,
big on experience. 69.30 for the Canadian. Lofgo Loffa. In the Fina colours. Still 18 years of age. Olympic silver medalist at 15 in the 10-metre synchro in London. Nice arm stand position down the back, double somersault, 1.5 twist. Couldn't really sort out the entry position as she would have liked. And a snap off the platform.
Judges' scores are on the board.
The entry's not everything.
Diver number 10, representing Canada, will perform a 5.253.
Still gets 72 points. Selena Toth, who's had a really good competition so far, but very disappointing opening dive in this final. Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twist, 3.2 to get back on track. Canada already have a place established in this event, in big games, but competition is tough among the Canadian girls, who have a strong team.
Number 11 from Malaysia, performing 205B.
75.20, that's much better. Pull a dive behind you and press on. No guarantee everybody else is going to get it right. Pandalela Pang. Not her best dive to open with. This is back 2.5 somersault, 2.9. It's her lowest degree of difficulty dive of the 5. 69 was not a blazing start. You can't miss the Malaysian coaches who are down poolside. They've got that Tigers look gear that they wear, and they were straight up and down their seats on that. They really enjoyed it.
Diver number 12.
She looks pretty calm, but good marks. 3 9s, 78.30. Well delivered. Let's put her right back on track. And Ren Qian opened with a highly impressive 85.50. In with 3.5 somersault here, 3.2. She really does like to make an entrance. That is another top quality dive. Great entry position. Flies through the air. There's Nyout on her, as they say. 89.60.
Diver 13,
even better.
representing China, will perform a 407C.
Throwing down the gauntlet again to Si Yaji. These two teenagers have such talent. In with 3.5 somersault, 3.2. Same dive. It's still, it's a very clean entry. Terrific pace with it, pulling the entry right the way through the water. There was a curve in it, but she still managed to make
rounds down, and
little scratches as possible.
On the scoreboard, China
A little bit lower, 81.60 though.
Ei, Bianca, você tá aí dançando na chuva?
Round 3 of 5. Naomi Batke again. You can see that rain hitting the platform. Sort of cord carpet on it. Up to the arm stand position, shoulder control. Toes nicely pointed there. Back, double somersault, 1.5 twist. Not able to get a really good upright entry. First dive was a disappointing one. Able to sustain the improvement. It's back down in 43.20. A great night for her so far. Very calm and going through her routine, Gabriela Garcia, a 15-year-old. .3 for this arm stand back triple somersault. She's been steady, avoided any disasters so far. Didn't hang about there. Never really got it under control. Just a bit too keen to release the dive. Barely showed that she was in the right position, and encouraging applause from the crowd, but that was pretty disastrous. Judges can say the dive was incomplete.
Execution 3.
Wait for the confirmation for how harsh they've been on her. Probably 15, you've got to be encouraging, haven't you? Still waiting. There's a nice, calm manner. She's got something for it, but not very much. 24.75, just 2.5s. Murphy Bromberg, 2 50-point dives, 54 to 51. This 3.3 arm stand back 3 somersault again. Rotations, it was a problem there for the 20-year-old. Just carried on with her movement there, and legs slapping the water on entry. Again running through these points.
On the board. Dive number 4 from Japan will perform a 207C.
Confirm that mark for you. It's 41.25, doesn't make great reading. Minami Itahashi. Back 3.5 somersault, 3.3. She's got a big 3.7 still to come. This is a big learning curve for her, this. She was at the World Championships. Better on platform, where she got to the semi-final 2016. 3 meters as well. She's doing here. Waits for the mark. 67, 65. Her score ticking along okay. Very jaunty. Melissa Wu getting stronger as the day goes on. First 2.5 somersault. This is her 2.8 dive. Sounded good. Entry was clean, not totally vertical, but it was very nicely pulled through. She's a class act. Mother is English-Australian, her father is of Chinese descent. And they really like that. 78.40. Made a great sound on it on entry there, so that is a terrific haul from 2.8. Georgia Ward, the young British girl, 7th in the European Championships last year. This is a step up. She's got an arm stand to do first, and then the back double somersault with 1.5 twists for 3.2. Sixth place, which is a good effort to date. She can keep it up. Nice and steady. Switch before the trigger release, but successfully completed the dive.
Judges' scores are on the board.
A little bit angled from that viewpoint. Not the one the judges get, of course, their full side. Tidily enough delivered. 72 points. Very decent. Maria Kirchhoff now in 9th place, the German, in with 2.5 somersault, 2.8. Needed good execution with that. She was in the World Cup in London, which was a test event as well, of course. In 9th, 63 points. Marceline Fillon, the Olympic synchro bronze medalist, with a forward 2.5 somersault. Just 2.3. It's got to be nailed, really. She's giving herself a challenge with quite a light program there. Dive to her routine, that would give her a much better chance, so she needs the execution to be exceptional. Well, it was a well-performed dive, but it still only gets her 56.35. Going well, Alejandro Orozco Losa. Two very solid dives to start with. Pretty steady ship going here. 73.60. holding her own here. Selina Toth, then the second of the Canadian divers. And they've got one place already established at this event for the Olympic Games. Just gone forward 3.5 somersaults. Committed herself to the dive, that difficult surface. The bike, and then it got a bit messy, and she gave the stop those rotations, and that's cost her heavily. Just the 39, she's finding maybe the whole day a long day to keep it going. Knowing exactly what's required on these long, demanding days of competition. And the Laila Pang, in the bronze medal position. She's got an arm stand back, double somersault, 1.5 twist as well. That's the 3.2 dive. The last 3 dives are all 3.2. Olympic bronze medalist then. Got the control. It's a very accomplished dive there. Unhurried, out of the arm stand position. To get as much extra movement off the platform as possible. And a really tidy entry there. Judges really liked it. 88 big juicy points. Very nice. And I've got to go some to try and keep within contention to the likes of Ren Xian, 15 years of age yesterday. Need to keep reminding you of that. 3.3 this back 3.5. She has had some day. Saved her party for today, presumably. Look at that. She flies through the air. Nothing of her. 90.75. Terrific. Follow that, Si Yaji. In the arm stand double somersault, 1.5 twist. Very quickly out of the position and into her dive. And she's performed pretty decently. Just can't keep up with Red. 81.60, not too much wrong with that.
Look at the scoreboard. The overall standings after those 3 rounds is China.
It's the younger Chinese girl setting the standards here, surging away at the top. Panda Laila in third, the quality at the top. Melissa Wu going well. Georgia Ward still holding her own, as is Itahashi.
Moving on to round number 4.
Selina Toth, who came into this final with some hopes, is finding it a bit more testing.
Form a 407C.
Round 4 of 5. Naomi Batki in with 3.5 somersault. She has been the European champion back in 2011. Really found any great form in this World Cup final. 40.
Form a 207C.
Gabriela Garcia had a nightmare third dive. only scraped together 24.75 points. Back 3.5 somersault, 3.3. Put that out of your mind. Just concentrate on delivery. Good girl, that's a good response after having a disaster. That will encourage her and please her coaches. The ability to put a poor dive out of your mind and just deal with what you've got to do is a valuable commodity in this sport. Up to 69.30, miles better. Best so far. Kronberg over to that one side of the board for her takeoff here. Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists, all a bit messy. He's not found any form here. Poor third dive, but she's barely got out of the low 50s, and it's the same sort of range again, 51.20. Minami Itahashi doing good work here for Japan. Qualifiers from this competition going through. This is her big one. Forward 4.5 somersault, 3.7. Powerful looking little girl as well, very slight but very defined. Just going to give this the full face of the bat. Well, she didn't hold back. She crashed into the water at the end. Off that towel placed over the edge for extra grip, but she couldn't control it when she came out of the somersaults and
on the board.
smashed into the water. 18.50, that's just about completed. Not much more. Shame for her. Putting down to experience. And Melissa Wu putting together a solid program here. 3.2 for the inward 3.5 somersault, 4th place. Very, very nice rotations there. And the entry was pretty impressive as well. How tight she gets in that tug. That really increases the spin speed, gets her through the air and the room and the time to open up and make a good entry and rack up 81.60. Good dive. Georgia Ward, the 20-year-old London girl, making a decent first showing at this sort of level. Forward 3.5 somersault, 3.0. She manages to make the entries look as decent as possible. There's a nice sound to her dive. She's pretty quick through the air in those pikes, but you can see there was a bit of over-rotation going on there. Just has to really try and hold her line through the water. 57 spoils her card a little bit. The double bogey there. Leah Kershaw down in 8th place with a back 2.5. She has made World Championship finals, finishing 5th. She got to the semi-finals
Diver number 8
Picking up the
from
Olympic
Canada,
Games.
from a 626C.
60-90 there. Big on consistency, the German divers. Recently, Fillon just dropped back rather there. Got a 3.3 here. First the arm stand, then the 3 somersaults. Quite an unusual style to get into the correct position. She's there now, okay. Cracking arm stand right at the top of that platform. With the strength and the confidence and the composure to hold it.
Judges' scores are on the board.
Try to kick off that split
Diver
leg
9
movement.
representing FINA, form a 207C.
56 her last total, that's a lot better, 69.30. Off go Loffa, in 5th place, Mexican girl. Back 3.5 somersault. Never looked like completing that, ran out of space. Hit the water very flat. 1 to 3, very solid dives.
The scores are on
In
the
the
board.
70s, she's
Diver number
failed
10
to
from
deliver
Canada,
that one
form
pretty
a
significantly.
205B.
46.20. That spoiled it for her. Selena Toth, the 20-year-old Canadian. Very uneven programme. Poor start, picked it back up, slumped again. Back 2.5 somersault. Try and turn in a solid dive here. So she'd like to have got her entry a little bit more upright. Out of the pike, it's decent enough.
Judges' scores
Too
are
heavy.
on the board. Diver number
Much better,
11 from
63.80.
Malaysia, form a 407C.
Right, we're into the medal frame now. From Leila Pang. So, just under 12 points back from Si Yaji. In the 3.5 somersault, 3.2 for the Malaysian girl. She has progressed into a very accomplished performer. She's got the trip the Olympic Games using competition for all the experience you can get. 72 points. Not spectacular, but keeping disasters at bay. Now, what is this little girl going to turn up now? 85, 89, 90. She's just got better and better. Into the arm stand, back, double somersault, 1.5 twists. That's the 3.2 dive. Well, the crowd are absolutely loving this display by Ren Xian, who's putting down a very big marker for the Olympic Games. Silver in the World Championship. If they're watching this in North Korea, what a flicker on her face. First 10 of the World Cup that counts there. 92.80. She cranks it up again. Whew, Si Yaji must be thinking. She's red hot, her teammate. Back 3.5 somersault. She's finding that a very hard standard to match. She's been solid enough so far with 3 dives in the early 80s, 3.3. It was a bit more flawed, but still solid enough. Letting Pang perhaps for Silva, 79.20, still making the most of her advantage.
Round remaining. You can see the score sheets up there. China in control, some brilliant
Ren Xian is having a blinder, 358, she is miles ahead. Xie Yaji and then Pandalela Pang, third, Wu and Georgia Ward.
We're going to the last round, and we are very excited because we're going to know the gold medalist. I know that there is a large group of Chinese fans. Are you there? I can't hear you. Yeah, awesome, thanks. Valeu, galera, a gente volta já.
Good stuff, Bianca. Here we go, the 5th and final round of our women's 10
still a few
metre platform
spits and
final
spats
here,
of rain.
20th FINA Diving World Cup.
Eased off compared to earlier.
Representing
It was a
Italy,
bit hard.
Noemi
Lashing it
Bacchi,
down,
a
it was.
305C.
Final round of 5, the final round of the day's diving here at Maria Lenk. And they are going now for 10 metre platform medals. Noemi Bacchi of Italy. 12th out of 13 at the moment. And it's a much better sign-off, that reverse 2.5 somersault. It was her lowest DD dive, 2.8, but she's performed it very successfely, and that will give her a bit of feel good at the end of a long day. 68.60. It's a good conclusion. And 15-year-old Gabriela Garcia, who's worked hard to progress into this final, recovered from a 3rd round disaster. It's a back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twist to wrap it all up. Entry was a bit sort of hunched, really. Not the clean line that would have impressed the judges, but she moves through her twists and pike fairly smoothly.
The United States of America.
Still comes up with 67.20.
For a 407C.
Luffy Brumberg has had a difficult day. Never really pulled out one impressive dive, in with 3.5 somersault, the last chance. It's just getting that good upright entry position. It's definitely her better effort so far.
Scores up on the big screen. Diver number 4, representing Japan, Minami Itahashi.
76.80, that's a miles better performance. That's where she should be. Minami Itahashi, 11th, back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists. Last one was a complete nightmare. That's a good response, very good. Well, she's shown she can do it. Opened up with a 72-pointer. It was her big 3.7 that went catastrophically wrong, but that's a very courageous response from the 16-year-old. Cracking dive, 81.60, well done. Shows great spirit, that. Melissa Wu, 4th, just out of the medal frame. Just needs to complete this back 2.5, 1.5 twist. Nice dive to finish for the 23-year-old from Sydney.
Judges' scores are
Disappointing synchro event, 8th with Brittany Broban.
representing Great Britain.
To get that partnership up and running, 76.80 to finish. Very solid day's work, just one below 70, which pulled her back a bit. Also with a decent day at the pool behind her, Georgia Ward of Great Britain. First World Cup or first World anything. She's been in the Grand Prix events before. Finishes up with an inward 3.5 somersault, 3.2. The last dive was the weakest of the 4 to date. Britain has a place in this event. To get a second, then the selectors will have a bit of thinking to do, but she's showed that she's got real potential. 54.40, not the strongest finish, just fading away a bit in the last 2 rounds. Something to work on. Nadia Kershaw from Germany down in 8th. 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists. She's been steady without being spectacular. Avoided any great disasters.
Diver number 8.
Nice and cheery at the end of it all. 67.20. And looks fairly pleased with her work. Good for her. Céline Filion, always looking very business-like, down in 7th place. Back 2.5, 1.5 twists, her concluding dive. Again, didn't really give herself a chance with the entry position. 3 solid dives, 1 well executed, but a 2.3, which got her point score down quite low.
Diver number 9, representing FINA.
64.
Alexandra Orozco. Form a 5-2.
Synchro events will be her chance of glory. Rothko Lotha, 6th, Mexican girl. Her last dive was really disappointing. Spoiled a good show overall for the 18-year-old. Synchro silver medalist in London 2012, remember. 3.7 to 67.20 recovery, but not enough to get on the medal score here, one suspects. Something goes catastrophically wrong elsewhere. Selena Toth has had a learning experience today. Very good semi-final. Had to put a bad start behind her, only partially done that. Looking to finish with an inward 3.5 somersault, 3.2. Again, not really getting enough time and space to get the legs upright for a good clean entry out of those tucks, and just holding it at an angle there as she entered. 4.40 to finish.
Forms a 5-2, 5-3B.
Now we come down to the medal chase. The Olympic 10-metre bronze medalist on course for the same colour medal here. She was just under 20 points behind Xia Ji, so she needs to have a blinder, and Xia Ji needs to have a bit of a disaster. Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twist for the Malaysian girl. Well, that certainly won't have done her cause much good. In fact, it might have significantly spoiled it. See if that's cost her a medal or not, or whether the gap was big enough. She might have got enough points in the bank, I suspect, but she looks annoyed with that, really annoyed. 43.20, that's not Pandalela at all.
5-2, 5-3-B.
She slumps away, rather. She's still going to be okay for... Maybe not, actually, looking at it. She may well have lost out there. She has done for a medal. Now, what has she got to offer this time, Ren Xian? She has been dazzling. Well, everyone an absolute cracker. She has racked up some score. Well, find the faults in that. Look at that. She has just gone from strength to strength. They are standing up here. That was sensational. Perfect 96. That is the dive of the World Cup from this little 15-year-old. Boy, what a star. Look out the rest in the women's 10 metres. That is sensational. Well, how do you follow that? You can't, basically. You can't be better than perfect. Siyaji. Well, good. Looks a long way back, really, after Ren Xian's performance, but that was a very strong finish indeed. What a battle these two are going to have.
Women's 10-metre platform final.
A roll on the summer, 86.40. Still a very strong finish.
For China, 454.65. Ahead of
a sensational performance by Ren Xian, who won that by a country mile. 454, that is an enormous total. Massive. Look at that lead to Siyaji. Melissa Wu cashing in there when Pandalela Pang made the mistake and getting a bronze. But Ren Xian was unbelievable. Brilliant. Georgia Ward just dipping away there and finishing down in 8th. Tahashi as well. Some of the girls have learned a lot, but they've also learned that there is some class act to follow. Ren Xian, 15 yesterday. What is she going to be like when she grows up? Just brilliant, worth the admission money. Come on, give us a smile. That was just brilliant. A perfect finish from the young Chinese girl.
Very testing conditions. Once again, a big thank you to everyone for coming out and watching the world's best divers
and
here.
a super show for everyone here.
For 2016, proudly presented by Akase Hio. And a reminder again, day 4 action.
She gives nothing away. She's as good at poker as she is at diving. She's got the face for it. But inside, she must be absolutely thrilled. She can have that birthday party tonight, and there'll be plenty of people ready to applaud. Just enjoy this. Take a bow indeed. The performer of the World Cup to date, without a shadow of a doubt, Ren Xian wins, more than wins. There's the smile, great to see. the 10-metre platform Women's World Cup champion here, and with an overwhelming 40 points plus margin over Si Yaji. Melissa Wu of Australia, nice bronze medal to take back down under. She'll have to wait till tomorrow for her medal because of all the brain problems. Then the medal ceremony will really not quite have the acclaim it should do, so we're going to hold that for you tomorrow.